Hey, in this video I was just going to discuss why I have trouble getting into new stories and why I often reread old stories. So for me, the biggest part of reading for me is enjoyment, and that might seem kind of obvious, but I also think that a lot of people read to sort of explore ideas and become educated and perhaps seek different perspectives and stuff, and I obviously do a little bit of that, but for me the number one priority is just, am I like having fun, right? And so for this reason, I don't read or watch any horror movies or anything like that because they scare me, and for me that's not fun and not enjoyable. And I don't necessarily watch anything particularly deep, any really big brain cinema, because I find that I'm not there to be educated or anything. I find that I'm mainly there just to be for enjoyment. This might sound like a very shallow sort of perspective, but for me, when I am consuming entertainment and I'm consuming media, for a specific purpose of entertainment, I'm doing it for fun, to enjoy myself, to escapism, right? I'm not doing it to like sort of take in deep ideas or ruminate on the human condition or anything like that. And more power to anyone who that is how I consume media, and good for you. But for me, I'm just there to I'm there for the sort of shallow enjoyment of the media, right? And so, like I said, I don't like to consume very deep cinema or watch horror movies or anything like that because I find that I don't enjoy them in that way, even though they might be good pieces of art in their own right. But this leads me into what I'm discussing in this video, which is that I find that a lot of trouble getting into new books and series and stuff, because I find that if I think to myself, I just want to be entertained, I just want like some easy, light entertainment, I find it's very easy to jump into something I've read before, because even if it maybe starts slow or whatever, I'm like, well, I know it's going to get good, right? So I'm happy to deal with that slow start, or I already know the characters, obviously, because I've read or listened to it before, so I find it a lot easier to, dive in, because, I know the characters and I know what they like and all that. Whereas I find a lot of trouble getting into new stuff because it's like work, it's like effort, and, you have to really, like, engage with the media in order to sort of get into it. And once you're in, right, like sometimes I'm on the second book of a series, whatever, I don't find that too big of a problem. But when someone recommends to me, like, oh, this is a great series, you should listen to it or read it, and I often get a little bit in, and I'll just sort of get bored and lose interest. Not necessarily because it's bad, but because it's perhaps there's a bit of a steep learning curve, or it's just a bit difficult for me to get into. Which is why, like I say, the sort of topic of this video is that I have a lot of trouble getting into new stuff, and it's probably why in a lot of my reviews you'll see that I'm rereading or re-listening to things, because when I want just entertainment, I'm at work, I'm doing my labouring or water blasting, whatever I'm doing, and I just need something easy and fun to listen to. I need to, I tend to gravitate to stuff I've already listened to before, so it's just easier to get into. But with that said, there are some exceptions. I've got into some new stuff, which I really, really liked, and I feel that for me, getting into new things is easier when it's lighter reading, more like chill reading. For example, I recently, well, not that recently anymore, a few, like 6 or 7 months ago, I listened to Kings of the Wild, and I found that was new, but it was also very easy to get into, very light reading, very fun story. I also think that maybe this is like sort of an age thing, because back in the day when I had a lot more time, I would happily just read Lord of the Rings or something new, something crazy, something big. But now that I have less time on my hands, I feel like that I really want something that's just going to, just entertain me and just be chill and be relaxing. And perhaps this isn't, I'm not saying this is either a good thing or a bad thing, although I do suspect that this level of sort of difficulty I have getting into new things doesn't really bode well, because, by the time I'm like, 30, I don't want to just be listening to the same and reading the same things over and over again. But yeah, I just find, I just thought I'd express in this video how I just have a little bit of difficulty getting into new media. But with that said, if you have any new media that you think it would be cool for me to read, feel free to comment it or send it to me on Twitter or anything like that, and I will try and get into it. But like I said, no promises, because yeah, I do have a bit of trouble getting into new stuff. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully there'll be some book reviews back on the channel sometime soon as I sort of go through my little backlog. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and have a great day.